Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening, early morning here on this Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of the Louis Sports Network. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Tuesday night / Wednesday morning. Hope everybody has the opportunity, man, to continue to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Definitely appreciate you guys, man. Peace and blessings to everybody. Hope everybody is having a wonderful time, man. Like I always say, without you guys, there is no me. And you know, things have been crazy, things have been busy, but I will get back on things, man. Stay tuned. But let's get on to the video real quick. So I got a recommended video on YouTube, and I don't remember the name of the channel. I think the channel name was TC24. I'm not really sure. And so the video showed a mixtape of Tom Chambers. So it showed the highlights of Tom Chambers. And I heard of Tom Chambers, and the first time I laid eyes on Tom Chambers was really when he was at this point coming off the bench for the Phoenix Suns in the 93 finals. That was the first time I had ever heard of Tom Chambers, and I was 6 when I first laid eyes on him. So watching the video, I wanted to see like more of his highlights and, wanted to see, how good he was. And Tom Chambers is a 4-time All-Star. He made 2 All-NBA teams, and he was actually the All-Star Game MVP of the '87 All-Star Game, which happened to take place in Seattle, the team that he played for when he played at that time. So let's see. He was born in Boulder, Colorado. He was the 8th overall pick by the Clippers in the '81 draft. That '81 draft had Isaiah Thomas and Mark Aguirre, for those who, if you paid attention. For those who want to know. But anyway, getting back to Tom Chambers. Chambers played for, 5 teams? I think he played for the Clippers. He played for the Supersonics. He played for the Suns. He played for the Utah Jazz. Actually, 6 teams. He played for the Charlotte Hornets, and then he played to end his career with the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, Tom Chambers actually played 15 seasons in the NBA. It would have been 16 if he hadn't missed the 96 season, because he actually was playing pro ball in Israel. So he really played 15 seasons instead of 16. So how good was Tom Chambers? He scored over 20,000 points in his career. He shot 50% or better twice in his career. Tom Chambers is what you would call a stretch 4. He would be amazing in today's game. When I looked at his highlights, one thing that impressed me a lot about Tom was he had a quick first step. He could run the floor like a gazelle, which was amazing at the 4 spot. He had a tremendous outside touch, stretching the basket. Like I said, he would be a perfect stretch 4 in today's game, because he was an original stretch 4 in the 80s and 90s. If you look at his prime years, I would say that his prime years would be in Phoenix. From 89 to 91 were, to me, his best seasons of his career. His best overall season was actually in 1990. I think he shot over 50% from the field. He shot a career best 86% from the free throw line, and he averaged over 27 a game. He played for Cotton Fitzsimmons, who was known as an offensive guru when he was with the Suns, and he was with Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley and Eddie Johnson and that core. Not only that, but his athleticism was unreal at the 4 spot. Man, looking at him, he loved doing the reverse dunk. He really, really, really loved doing the reverse dunk. And the most eye-popping dunk that he did was the one he did over Mark Jackson. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend you watch that dunk that Tom Chambers did. I remember watching the '89 Pistons championship documentary. This is when it was on VHS at the time. And they showed Tom Chambers doing that dunk on Mark Jackson. And I saw it again in the highlights. It's one of the most iconic, legendary dunks of all time in a NBA game. Doesn't get talked about enough. It's definitely, to me, Tom Chambers' best all-time dunk ever. And to see his head meet at the rim is pretty crazy. But Tom Chambers was more than just a reverse dunker, which he loved to do a lot. But he had tremendous all-around skill for a guy his size. I remember Chris Webber said one time that it was guys like Tom Chambers that made him appreciate, bigs that could pretty much, play like if they were, if they were like, I would say like a wing player. Tom Chambers played like a 3. He was a stretch 4, but he looked like a small forward out there on the floor, and amazing athleticism, as I mentioned. Really skilled, and when it comes to his offensive prowess, I mentioned about his quick first step. Had a solid post-up game. It wasn't the best. The only thing that I would say about Tom Chambers was, and it's unfortunate that he wasn't great at it, was the fact that he was not a good rebounder. He collected less than 5,000 rebounds in his 15-year career in the NBA. So I think the most he ever averaged in a season, I think, was, I want to say 8, maybe 7.8, 7.9, around there. But one thing that also impressed me about Tom Chambers was, how about this? He was very durable. He played in 15 years. 12 of those 15 years, Tom Chambers played at least 70 games or more. 9 of those 15 seasons, he played 80 games or more. And 3 times in his career, he played all 82 games in his career. 3 different times he played all 82 games. So Tom Chambers was pretty durable. He played 1,107 career total games. And also another thing that I really liked about him was the fact that not only did he have a soft touch from the perimeter, but it also shows you how good of a shooter he was. Guys, as a power forward, and power forwards are really not known as the best free throw shooters, power forwards and centers. Did you know that in 11 of his 15 seasons in the NBA, Tom Chambers shot 80% or better from the free throw line? And as a matter of fact, from 84 to 93, he had 10 straight seasons in which he shot 80% or better from the free throw line. Pretty impressive for a power forward. And to be able to run the floor at his size is very impressive too. Now the question is he a Hall of Famer? Well, there's 2 ways you can look at it. One, he was not really a dominant player. He only had about really, you probably want to say about a 4-year peak when you look at his career. Definitely one of the more underrated players. Then you have to look at, he didn't win. He didn't really dominate in any statistical category to make him stand out as like one of the best ever in his career. He was never really considered the best player. So you can look at those aspects. And then on the other hand, he never really won. He didn't win any championships. But again, there's a lot of guys who were great that did not, win in their careers. So then you can look at it from the other side and be like, well, Tom was really one of the more underrated players. You got to look at the competition that he went up against in his time. And is he a Hall of Famer? He definitely should be in, considering that there's guys in the Hall of Fame that you feel like that are not Hall of Famers, but they are in. So you could make the case that he's a Hall of Famer. Do I think he's a Hall of Famer? He's borderline. But like I said, he's definitely borderline. Because he doesn't have, his accolades are not like, again, they're not huge. But considering what he did, considering his competition, let's say that his competition was not there. You look at guys like Barkley and you look at Malone. Just to name 2 guys off the top of my head as power forwards. Let's say that those guys didn't exist. When you look at Barkley making his appearances in, let's say that Tom Chambers was the guy on his team. Tom Chambers will be making a lot more all-star appearances, right? But anyway, is Tom Chambers a Hall of Famer? That's the question you got to ask ourselves. And it's like, he's on the fence. Me personally, I think Tom Chambers should be a Hall of Famer. Will he get in? Only time will tell, because he's been retired for what? He retired in 1998, where he only played 1 game for the Sixers. He played 13 total games in the last 2 years of his career. He only played 12 for the Hornets and 1 for the Sixers. He retired at 38 years old. But He's been retired since 1998, and it's been 25 years since his retirement and no consideration for the Hall of Fame. So definitely should be in there. Don't know why he isn't in yet, but I don't know. But we'll see what happens. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Louis with another one. I just wanted to give some respect to Tom Chambers. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think Tom Chambers is a Hall of Famer? Let me know in the comments. Bless up, love. Thank you guys for watching.